Hey everyone, it's Darby from Blue Television Games. Today we'll be talking about some tips and tricks with pipes. Some of these you may know, some you might have seen in videos before. Let's go ahead and get started. Hopefully some of these will help you guys out. Alright, the first thing we're going to talk about is making a one-way pipe. In classic Mario games, when you would find a warp zone, a lot of times you would enter the warp zone, and when you exited, you couldn't go back into the pipe. And what this would do is later in the level, if you found the exit pipe, you couldn't just go in it to get to the little bonus area. So here I've made a quick bonus area. I'm going to put the exit pipe here. This would work better in a longer level. But here we are. We're in our little bonus area, collecting some coins. We can go back in the pipe we came out of. That's one thing we want to fix. And once we get to this spot, we can actually go into the bonus area from this area too. And since we want this to be more of a warp zone type bonus area, it doesn't really work for our level either. All you have to do is take a sideways pipe and place it at the end of a pipe. Tap the previous pipe so it appears in the front. Now I cannot go into that pipe. So it's an exit only pipe now. We're going to do the same thing here. All you got to do is move it out of the way. Move the warp pipe up, and then put the warp pipe on top of that pipe. It'll still work the same way. Now if we try to go down here, it will not let us enter the pipe. So here we are testing it out again. We found our warp area. The only thing to note is it doesn't look perfect. You can tell something's behind the pipe there. The only thing that kind of stinks about this, there's no real good way to hide that pipe. But here we are, we exited the pipe, and now if we try to go in, we cannot go in. We've made it a one-way pipe now. Here I'm going to show you an alternate way you can do this. What this will do is it'll prevent people from entering the pipe later in the level. That way, if you want to have a little bonus area that you can only get to previously and also possibly warp past a section of the level. So now when we exit the pipe, we'll actually appear right here. So in a sense, this is like a one-way pipe as well. A way to keep people from getting into the pipe and finding the secret area later in the level. It also allows for you to create a pipe section in which you can warp past an area. Here we are testing it one more time. Collecting our coins, we go through here. Once we get above the semi-solid, we can no longer go in the pipe. Alright, next I'm going to show you the pipe trick, where the pipes will take you to different areas each time you go in. I've explained this before, but some of you have missed it, so let's go over it again. Maybe this way it'll be a little bit easier. We'll start with the pipe at the end of the level. You definitely want to work backwards for this. Now when we place this pipe in the sub area, make sure to put some ground below it or something to mark the pipe. We'll put a new pipe off to the side. We'll drag Mario into the new pipe. Just leave it there floating. This way it'll be marked for later. Now, a little bit farther back in the level, still working from the end of the level, and you can do this any way you want, but we'll do it this way, that way you can get a hang of it. Okay, now we'll make another pipe here, off to the side once again, and we'll drag Mario into the new pipe. Once again, we'll leave it there floating. It'll be easier to mark them this way. You'll see what I mean when we go back. Now we'll put the new pipe down. Make sure you put some ground below it again. This will mark that it's the original pipe. And we'll put a pipe off to the side, drag Mario into it once again. Alright, let's do this just a couple more times. Place our exit pipe down, put some ground under it. Put a new pipe off to the side and drag Mario into that pipe. And we'll put a pipe here once again, put some ground below it. Make another pipe off to the side, and once again, drag Mario into that pipe. Now we're back to the beginning. This will be our final pipe, so we'll just put it here at the beginning so Mario can jump into it. Now we're going to go back through, and anywhere there's a pipe off to the side, we're going to drag it onto the pipe that's touching the ground. That's our first pipe, so there won't be one to drag there. Let's go to the sub area. Here's a pipe off to the side. We'll drag it over on top of the other one. So we're layering the pipes, any of the ones that aren't connected to ground. Now let's test it out. And since they all look kind of similar, you have to pay close attention. But right now I'm at the beginning of the stage with the arrow. So when I go back in this pipe, you think I would appear there again. But when I go back through the pipe, I'm not at the beginning of the level, I'm up here, high. So now we go back down. We probably wouldn't be sure if this is a new pipe or now at this point, but as we keep going, we'll notice this one's, the ground looks a little different. We go into it again. We appear at what appears to be yet another new area. Even though I keep going into the same pipes, I'm appearing in new areas. And now I'm at the end of the level. This works great for ghost houses to trip people up. You can use it multiple times or just a few. Here I'm adding a semi-solid to give it a little bit more variation. Here's an enemy that might kill us if we don't go back in the pipe right away. It's a good way to get people to learn that they need to keep going back into the pipes. Here we have some lava bubbles that we could have coming at Mario when he comes out of the pipe. And like I said, you could use this multiple times throughout the level, or you could just do it maybe once or twice, you know, as a little hidden route in your ghost house. So here we are going through the first pipe again, appearing in a new area. Now we're not at the beginning of the level as we should be, but we have a thwomp about to kill us, so we go back in the pipe. Now we have a couple lava bubbles coming down at us, so we go back in the pipe again. Now we have this new area with the semi-solid. This area doesn't have a semi-solid, it doesn't have the lava bubbles, and now we're at the end of the level, so it's just a cool way to trip people up. Definitely a cool technique. Here's something we've talked about vaguely before that I've had questions about for people that missed the episode that I told how to do this. This is super easy. It's how you make multiple items come out of one pipe. So here's 5 pipes with different items. Once again, we'll just drag them on top of each other. This is really how easy this is. So now when we hit play, it'll appear as if all these items are coming out of one pipe. You can do this with enemies as well. Here we're putting a dry bones in. We'll put a winged piranha plant here as well. Let's go ahead and put, let's make it a circle boo. Maybe a giant wiggler. So you can get really creative and just messy, however you want to do this. There's obviously better combinations that can make this really cool. Once again, you'll just drag all the pipes on top of each other. Let's start it up here. And as you can see, there's just a mess of enemies coming out of this pipe. This would be a little more of like an enemy spam type situation, but you can actually get creative and come up with some cool ideas. Maybe have a power-up come out, but also multiple enemies, so you have to get to the power-up and dodge all the enemies. There's really a lot of possibilities with this, and it looks really cool, and it can definitely trip up players that haven't seen it before. Lastly, we're going to talk about hidden pipes. Here I have a row of pipes. You'll notice something weird going on in the background here. I try all the pipes, and none of them seem to be a warp zone. But I've actually hidden a pipe in between 2 pipes. And it takes me to a bonus area. So, you might have seen this before in levels, wondered how they do it. It's actually really simple. I'll go ahead and show you how to do it now. So take 2 pipes, take a 3rd pipe, drag Mario into the pipe. This pipe can lead to the new area or maybe a bonus room or something like I did. Now all we got to do to hide the pipe is drag it in between the 2 other pipes. Be sure to tap each one so that it appears to be hidden. Now if you start it up, you can notice that there is something going on there. Really good players will notice it right away probably, and they'll try and they'll know exactly what you're doing. So if you want a little hint that there might be a bonus room, this is a great way to leave it. If you want to make it a little more sneaky, what you can do is repeat the process again. Do it 2 times here. That way, there's that weird green background all the way across. It makes it a little less obvious that there's a hidden pipe. And they have to explore a little bit more to figure it out. They'd have to try in between each one. If they tried a couple and it didn't work, they'd probably give up. So it's just a little sneakier way you can do this. A lot of people use it this way as well, where there'll be a pipe off to the side. Once again, we'll have this one just kind of take us somewhere new instead of a bonus area. Here it'll just take us to the flagpole. Make sure you close off those pipes at the end. It looks a lot better than if you leave them just sitting there. Alright, so now we'll hide this one behind this pipe. Once again, you can kind of tell something's going on there. So, you know, if you want a hint for people that, hey, there's something hidden here, check it out for people paying attention, that's cool. Or once again, if you want to make it a little more hidden, you can make this like a design type element where the whole pipe looks like this. So once again, just repeating the process. All we're really doing here is hiding that hidden pipe just a little bit more, making it a little bit more tricky for people to find the hidden exit. People could wall jump up here to get to the next section, or if they want, they can try to find the hidden pipe, which takes them to the end of the level. You can get really creative with this, so you can make stuff that just looks like design aspects like this up here, when in all reality, one of these is actually a hidden entrance to a pipe. Pretty cool stuff. Definitely a good way to do some bonus rooms or maybe warp zones to later parts of the level. Alright guys, I hope some of these tips and tricks helped you out. Let me know what you think in the comments if you might use any of these in any of your future levels. And until next time, I'll see you around.